Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're focusing in on Clear Comfort Clear Aligners. That's the Midwest Dental branded system.
Right.
We've basically gone through a recent sales team training session on it, trying to pull out the really core insights you need.
Exactly. The goal is distilling that crucial knowledge.
Yeah, our mission really is simple. Give you a clear, concise understanding. What are Clear Comfort Aligners? What are the key features? And why might they be worth looking at for a practice?
hmm We've tried to extract the absolute essentials from that training.
Mm-hmm.
So you can walk away with a solid grasp of clear comfort strengths and maybe see how they fit.
Okay, let's get into it then. Maybe start with the actual aligner itself, the material. The training really emphasized this premium thermofoam plastic Zenduraflex.
Zenduraflex, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not just, a fancy name. The premium aspect, it translates into real benefits.
Like what?
Well, a precise fit, for one. That can mean fewer mid-course tweaks, potentially saving chair time. And it's also designed for sustained force, which helps with predictable tooth movement. Better outcomes,
Okay, precise fit, consistent force. Sounds like the basics you'd want.
definitely.
The training also mentioned superior tear strength. I guess you wouldn't want them ripping.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
And that tear resistance, it sounds minor, but it really adds to the reliability of the whole treatment. A durable aligner keeps things on track.
And patients, I imagine, would really appreciate the stain resistance they talked about.
Oh, absolutely. Keeping those aligners looking clear, that's huge for aesthetics, patient confidence, maybe even compliance.
Right, makes sense. So a tough material looks good. What about the design? They mentioned a dual shell construction with an elastic middle layer.
Yeah, that was interesting. The dual shell, think about it like a spring. It gives a more consistent, continuous force.
Unlike some materials that maybe push hard initially, then drop off.
Exactly. That elastic middle layer aims for that consistent force, which potentially means, more efficient movement and importantly, maybe better patient comfort compared to systems with more intermittent force.
Comfort and efficiency, always key. Okay, let's switch gears a bit. Talk technology. It's more than just the plastic aligners, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. There's a user-friendly online design portal. They really stressed its simplicity, easy for doctors to submit cases, track progress.
And compatibility seems like a big plus. It accepts all open STL files from basically any intraoral scanner out there. IDRO, Medit, Surac, CarStream.
PrimeScan, PlanMecca, Dexys.
Yeah, the list goes on.
So that open STL compatibility, that's not just convenience.
No, it's strategic. It means doctors can use their existing scanner. No need to buy new hardware just for the system. That lowers the barrier to entry significantly.
Good point. The training also hit on customizable treatment options, advanced design solutions, and, this was interesting, the treatment plans. They're created by orthodontists, but then reviewed by practicing dentists. Yeah, that blend is quite unique. You get the ortho expertise up front in the planning, but then that practical review from a general dentist adds a nice layer of clinical oversight, grounded in real-world practice.
Hmm. And for just keeping track day to day, each aligner has a unique identifier code.
Simple but effective. Makes it easy to track stages, less chance of mixing things up, helps efficiency.
And they mentioned it's scalable for growing practices. Plus, this Smile Studio software, it has advanced features like root movement visualization. How does that work?
Well, this is pretty cool. If a doctor uploads a CBCT scan, it's the 3D X-ray, the software can actually show the projected movement of the tooth roots.
Not just a simulation on the surface.
No, that's the point they made. It's based on the actual 3D bone data from the scan. It's visualizing what's really projected to happen under the gums.
Wow, okay. That level of detail, seeing the root movement based on real scan data, that could be a game changer for complex cases, right?
Absolutely. Give a much deeper understanding. Helps plan better, maybe avoid potential issues down the road.
And if questions come up during planning or treatment, there's live clinical chat support within the software.
Yep, Monday to Friday business hours. And you're connecting directly with practicing orthodontists or dentists.
That's a pretty significant support feature. Direct access to clinical experts.
Especially for docs maybe newer to clear aligners, it's a great resource.
Definitely. Okay, let's talk practicalities. Case management. The training said it was simple, streamlined, easy ordering, tracking, review, even modifications.
With support available too. Efficiency here is huge for any busy practice. A smooth process saves time for everyone, clinical team, admin staff.
Yeah, time saved is, well, it's valuable. Okay, pricing. Let's touch on the pricing structure they covered for double arch cases.
Sure. So for express cases, that's up to 14 weeks. It was $649.95.
Okay.
Mild cases up to 28 weeks, $1,059.95.
Got it.
And then complex, going up to 50 weeks, that's $1,599.95. And remember, single arch would be different, obviously.
Right. And importantly, those prices, they generally include pretty much everything. Max trays for the time frame, templates, retainers, patient kit, the design fee.
Yeah, that's the idea. Transparent, all-inclusive pricing. It helps practices know the total cost upfront, simplifies the financial side, fewer surprises.
Okay, so a doctor listening is interested, they want to get started. What are the first steps?
First thing, the doctor needs to go to midwestdental.com/SEPcomfort. That's the portal. They create their account there.
Okay, simple enough. And then there's a crucial next step, right? For the support side.
Yes, absolutely key. Once the doctor creates the account, they must let Tracy know. She's the senior customer success rep at Argan or Teller.
Why is that so important?
Because that notification triggers access for the sales rep in the admin portal. So the rep can actually see the doctor's orders and progress.
Ah, okay. So it links the doctor's clinical portal with the sales rep's tracking portal, establishes the connection.
Exactly. Doctor portal for case management, admin portal for the sales team to support them.
And there are resources, support folders and things.
Yep. There's an internal ClearComfort sales support folder and then a separate link with support materials designed to be shared with doctors.
Good distinction. And inside the doctor's portal itself.
They'll find help docs, video tutorials, lots of self-service stuff.
But it's not just online help.
No, they also offer personalized one-on-one onboarding software training. Plus, you've got support from both Argan, that's the tech provider, Tracy and Ethan are there, and also the Midwest dental field support teams.
Okay, good to know the different channels. Argan for software specifics, Midwest for broader context.
Right.
Now, who's the ideal customer, the ideal practice for this? The training suggested targeting practices with CBCT machines.
Yeah, that makes sense. So they can immediately use that advanced route visualization feature we talked about.
Right, leverage that key differentiator. They also mentioned focusing on offices with compatible scanners, but we should stress again.
That it accepts all open STL files.
Exactly. So scanner brand isn't really a barrier. Pretty much any modern scanner works.
Crucial point. The open platform is a big deal.
Okay, another target group. Current Invisalign providers.
The idea there is positioning ClearComfort as a high-quality, maybe more cost-effective alternative, giving practices options.
Makes sense. And what about GPs not doing aligners yet?
Big opportunity there. A chance to add a new service line, especially if they already own an intraoral scanner. Minimal upfront investment in that case.
Right, a way to get into the aligner market. So when talking to these potential practices, what are the key selling points to really hit home?
Okay, several things came up. First, just the huge market demand for clear aligners generally. It's what patients are asking for.
True.
Second, the potentially attractive initial profit margin for the practice. Third, the repeat business aspect as patients move through treatment.
Those are the business drivers. What about the clinical and product points?
Definitely emphasize the high-quality Zenduraflex material we discussed.
Mm-hmm.
The competitive pricing, the advanced Smile Studio tech, especially that root visualization.
And the clinical oversight.
Yes, real clinical involvement. Dentist-designed, ortho-reviewed plans. That underlines the quality and predictability.
Anything else?
Oh, and the ease of getting started. The streamlined onboarding. No big upfront costs. Billing through their existing Midwest dental relationship. That convenience factor is strong.
Yeah, integrating easily is always a plus. Okay, so a doctor says, yes, I'm interested. What are the immediate next steps? How do you get them going?
The training was really clear here. Connect them directly with Tracy for onboarding. Best ways are a phone call, sharing the QR code for a booking calendar, or just a direct email introduction. Facilitate that connection.
Get them talking to Tracy. And what does that onboarding involve for the doctor?
Creating their login, getting a full walkthrough of the portal, and ideally submitting a first case, even if it's just a test or dummy case, to get familiar with the workflow.
Hands-on is best.
Absolutely. And after that, Tracy sends a follow-up email with all the portal info, support links, everything they need. And, importantly, the sales rep gets copied on that email.
Okay, keeps everyone in the loop. Good, clear steps. So, just to wrap up the core takeaways for you, the listener. ClearComfort seems to offer, well, high-quality material.
Competitive, transparent pricing.
Advanced tech with that real clinical oversight.
A user-friendly system overall.
And strong support from multiple channels.
It really provides a pretty comprehensive look at what ClearComfort brings to the table for practices wanting to be in the clear aligner space.
So, thinking about all these features, the material, the tech, the support, it does raise a question for you to consider. How might bringing in a system like Clear Comfort actually impact your practice's efficiency, your patient satisfaction, and maybe even the final treatment outcomes? Definitely something worth thinking about.